you've got vulnerability and shame, but you've also got resilience, and you've got the capacity to rise and know how to do that in a way that allows you to bounce back, that you've acknowledged all your emotions. You're not just like blocking everything down. So her work, and now our work, very much is around this idea of being able to recognize emotion and how it works.
Okay, so that then plays in beautifully to what we've been talking about the rise of the feminine, about women taking charge a little bit more, because we are the ones who do show vulnerability. I think in general, I mean, a lot of women possibly don't take the next step, as you say, they get frozen by it. But if you go into, I mean, a classic one is going into the mums groups. Now, they've been around for, I think I started working in that sort of parenting space when the mumpreneur stuff, let's say online, it happened in the early 2000s. One of the key things that it came out of that was women going, I'm not perfect. It was almost the first time that we had seen people say, and in that mum space, women are very comfortable with it now, going, listen, I haven't had a shower for 2 days, my hair's everywhere, I feel terrible, or I can't fit into my clothes, or I feel like killing my child sometimes because I don't mean that literally, but, like they're just annoying me so much. And then I think that's being then played out into the bigger sort of society, that it's become, okay, well, if I'm okay saying it in a group of women and they don't all bite my head off, maybe I could go a little bit further and start telling other people how I feel. Do you think that's had any impact on it?
I think that, and like you, I did a lot of work with mumpreneurs. That's where I really started working with
Yeah, same. I think that's when we first met.
Yeah, totally. And so I think that we are better at being vulnerable, but I think also we have better language around it now because it's more popularized. And Brene's work was really very much not talking to women. It was much more talking to men about, in leadership, about how they needed to be vulnerable and start mirroring that behavior. But what that does for us is vulnerability is what we need when we ask for help, Jules. So if we say to women, okay, we need you guys to go out and we need you to ask for money, ask for resources, ask for mentors, that's being vulnerable, because every time we do something that puts ourselves out on a limb, we're risking someone saying no or breaking our heart, or, but the biggest joys in life require immense courage to love someone, to have a child, all of those things where that could be taken away from you at any time, but you are courageous enough to stand in your confidence and say it's going to be worth it. And when that happens, I've got resilience and I can deal with my business failing, or I can deal with a big setback. So it's an important conversation to have, but really the main thing to understand is that there's a suite of things that go with that. Vulnerability is one of them, resilience is another, and unpacking and putting some light on shame, because shame is one of the most difficult emotions. We all carry it. It's universal, male, female, you name it.
Yep. Probably even the dog, when it's ripped something up and it looks at you like that.
And I was thinking, nah, my dog's got zero shame. He doesn't know how to be ashamed. But it's a universal connector, and the antidote to shame is empathy. So when we work with all of those emotions and we know how to use them and we build the muscles, you can't just do it in your head. This has to happen in the bones. When we do that, we can really start to shift on and transform our relationships and how we do business and how strong we feel. Because no one can push us over when we're standing there. We're just who we are. We aren't hiding behind our armor. We aren't hiding behind our stuff. We're just there. Here it is. Here I am. I'm ready. Bring it on. And I'll take what comes.
Yeah, look, I love talking to you.